Here at Visceral, I'm a VFX lead. I guess maybe a nice quote I can give you for the way my wife describes my job usually goes along the lines of my husband takes the beautiful things that the other artists make and destroys them. Okay, so this is Frostbite in action. Frostbite is the Frostbite engine editor. So this is our sequence and all the events that are happening in the sequence. I can actually start playing this anytime I want. Real easy. I can even watch this chopper fly around, make sure all the effects are looking good. So I can actually just scrub right through this and let the animation play itself out and really go in and fine tune something. So I can literally open up the track for the forklift and I can modify the keyframes any way I want. So let's say right here I want it to now tip over. I can just do a tip, save that keyframe, and now you can see it'll hit that and then fall over. You know, having worked on 3 other game engines or 4 other game engines now, this is by far the best one. If there's any questions, we have a nice forum set up that all the Frostbite projects are doing. We can ask questions. It goes into a forum that's logged permanently. Sometimes I'll get an answer from a DICE guy. I might get an answer from a black box guy working on Frostbite as well. Okay, so if we look at the undestroyed environment, the unrendered environment, you can see some walls are here. These guys are on by default, and they're all destructible props that we can shoot with our gun and break them apart. So Frostbite's built this way specifically because the games originally were designed to be destroyable environments. A lot of games don't need that. That's a lot of extra overhead that's not necessary in other engines. I think that Frostbite handles this a lot better than a lot of our competition. We can get environments that look just as good as the competition, yet still have this side of destruction that nobody else has. You know, you don't just swap an object from one version to a broken version. We can actually break things down. When an artist makes his object, he'll make these all separate pieces. As you can see, they're all cut up apart. If I zoom into it, you'll see there's not a whole lot there. It looks normal, but if I can preview what the broken state looks like. It looks a little chaotic, but because that's all the emitters, that moves all the props into their second state. You hit G, brings you into game view. So I'll click in this front object, and then I can just control click and reset it and start it all over again. You can have fun really breaking stuff apart. It's just a good stress reliever. Destruction in Devil's Cartel for cinematics is really fun. We have a lot of situations where the players are not together, so you can't do a linear take on a cinematic. You need to really make it visible from all angles. The other part is that we got to speak a lot with the level designers to make sure that what we're doing is not disrupting the game. So in this situation, we have a case where the players are split up. One guy's on the ground, one guy's up in the air in the chopper, and the guy on the ground needs to get across, but he can't because, you know, it's all blocked off by fencing. And it's also physically blocked off here to get to the end of the level. So you kind of get help from your chopper friend, and he shoots down this huge antenna and makes a bridge with it. So we just listen for that to be broken and we start playing the cinematic at that point. So it's smashed down to the ground. If I go into the non-rendered view, you can see I have a bunch of these little red icons here are particle emitters. We're also doing something on this side because the antenna falls through this wall over here. So the way we've handled this is by just triggering these objects to break. These are not cinematic objects, they're just regular game props that we've told them to bust as soon, through the schematic, and then they get obliterated and the path gets open for the player to crawl across. Frostbite is what we like to call future-proof. We have to work with really old tech. 7 years is ancient in the technology world, but Frostbite actually makes that really easy for us. They have really, really nice, I think that they call it next generation technology on the current generation consoles, and you really feel like that. EA seems very open to using Frostbite. It'll probably be seen quite often around.